Hey guys, it's Finn here from Complete Body Approach, and today we're going to go through a little bit of a series talking about shoulder health and how we can start using some passive hangs to help open out any impingements or pain that's coming on through our shoulders. So before you start with this here, just want to make sure you're going very slow and steady with this, and don't try to progress on too fast as you're walking through these exercises. If you are experiencing any sort of pain, be on the cautious side. Make sure you're not trying to push through any of that too much. If you do have any questions or you need a bit more advice as well, make sure you're just getting in contact with myself or someone else that's qualified that can guide you through it in a little bit more specific detail for you. So before we start off, just going to go talk a little bit about the anatomy of our shoulder and why hanging is so important for our shoulder health. So basically, with the shoulder, how the shoulder movement is working through all these different ranges. As we're moving through all of these different ranges through here, there's a certain amount of the range comes from the shoulder itself, but the rest of it comes through how the shoulder articulates with the scapula, and how that articulates around the rib cage to get what's known as the scapulaohumeral rhythm. So that's how the scapula and the humerus move in conjunction with each other. Sadly, in today's population, we see a lot of people suffering from a lot of restrictions in this, because if we're sitting, if we've got that slump posture, them rounded shoulders or that forward head, a lot of tension up through our upper traps and our lower traps and rhomboids and serratus anterior aren't working as efficiently. So that can cause a lot of the shoulder issues, and that's that I see day to day. So with this exercise, it's going to help start getting a bit more of that movement through your shoulder blades, allow the scapula to start moving a lot freer, as well as just letting the shoulders just nice and gently start opening out through here. So to start off with this here, just going to start off with the basic regression, and then we can just start progressing on accordingly. Okay? So first things first, just going to get you coming onto a bar. So you want to start off with a bar. If you have a lot of shoulder issues, again, starting at the basic one. If you feel confident enough, you can start moving on through some more progressed versions. So the first one is, I'm going to get you, I'm starting kneeling onto a surface so it can take a bit of that weight. If I need to take a bit more, you can just work through here, holding onto the bar itself, and then nice and slowly taking that weight through my hands, but then keeping a good bit of weight through my knees, having my elbows bent, and then you're just slowly going to start opening that through, taking as much pressure through your hands, through your shoulders as possible. From here, you're just going to slowly sit into that, allow the shoulders rise up. So again, a lot of people, if they're really stuck through the shoulder blades, we feel it's really tight, want to bunch up and keep our elbows bent. But when you start relaxing through your elbows, allow the shoulder blades to start opening out, and everything to start moving down through. Again, from here, I just want to focus on nice, slow, gentle breaths, and just start relaxing, taking that good bit of that pressure through your hands. You can just hang out here and just initially start off for 10-15 seconds, building us up for a little bit longer, and gradually working that up to a full minute. Once you can do a full minute with this supported one, then you can start moving on to a few other progressions first. So again, the big things to watch is just gripping nice and tight with different hands, letting them shoulders relax off, letting the shoulder blades and the shoulders come up towards your ears. Okay, so the next variation of the hangs is going to be working through standing, so we can start taking a little bit more weight through your hands. So again, from here, starting off, having two hands, having just a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, working them around the bar, and then from here, just go nice and slowly start taking that weight out of your feet and letting that transfer into your hands. And again, just letting your whole body sink down into it, letting them shoulders sink up towards your ears, and just walking through here. So with this, work as much of that pressure through your feet as you feel you need, and then just letting that sit in through it. Nice big deep breaths. Big things you want to focus on is that you're not letting the rib cage flare, you're trying to keep that rib cage tucked down as you're trying to open through your shoulders. As you're feeling comfortable in this, you can maybe start taking one foot up, and then eventually start taking the other foot up. Again, as you're bringing your feet up, try not to let the ribs flare, try to keep the ribs tucked down as you're holding that weight through your hands. And again, from this here, start off, go for 10 seconds, and then take a break, build that up into 30 seconds, and then once you can do a minute, then that's when you can start walking through other variations.